So I knew this day was coming where one of the cars that I manage on Turo for OPC just got into an accident, and it was all my fault, like all my responsibility. Well, it's not my fault, more like my responsibility. When things happen to cars that you manage for OPC, I get cars from other people and I manage them on Turo. I basically created like a rental car company from that whole scenario. So whenever you make that connection and something happens and you have to fill out like a claim, or you have to be the one who is in charge of making sure that everything goes smooth when something happens to a car. So in this case, I was basically responsible for making the whole claim process go smooth and making sure that the vehicle owner got paid out and making sure that the customer was just dealt with okay and has no problems, just especially because they were the one who was in the accident and at fault. So whenever these things happen, you probably want to say to me, Quan, like how do you deal with these things? Like what happens if somebody gives me their cars to manage and I'm the one who is in charge of this? Well, you have to realize that this is why we have processes in place when doing this. And this is why whenever you're doing OPC, you literally have to have processes and systems in place for whenever these things happen, right? Because these things, you have to realize this is a car rental company where claims are going to happen, people are going to be in accidents, and just so many different random bullshit can actually pop up when renting somebody a car. And you have to understand that these things are normal. So whenever these things happen, you have to have systems in place to just mitigate and solve these problems. So in this case, I can show you guys here. I might show you in my computer here. This is basically the Maserati. I had a 2017 Maserati Levante that I basically got from some vehicle partners from Texas. They sent this car to me specifically. It just got into like an accident, and then it had overheating transmission, and then the engine basically just exploded. So this particular car has done really well just on the platform while we're managing it and while we've just been using it about a year and a half. So ever since I got this car in 2024, and whenever I got this car, it was very smooth. Everything was okay with it from the beginning. And then I can tell you, like, I started having so many issues just by using this particular car. Most of these cars aren't perfect, especially these Maseratis. They just look clean, they look good and everything, but it's just not the best car to at least use, right? So when the guest had the issue with it, the guest was complaining at the beginning, saying that the car doesn't feel right and whatever, but the car was okay overall. And I guess that they were speeding or something like that. And then he just said the car just completely overheated, right? So whenever a car overheat or whenever something like this happen, while you're just managing the car, you're being the manager, you have to have a system and process in place for whenever these things happen. So the best thing to do is just document everything. So you want to have everything documented. You want to make sure there's an incident report card that you get from Turo that you leave inside the vehicle. It's the same like as just hosting the vehicle yourself. And the incident report card, you immediately have either the guest fill out a claim and then you have to do a claim on your own. So as the vehicle manager, you're the person who has to make sure that these things go well so that the vehicle owner can be indemnified, which is just back to his original state, meaning like he gets paid out the car value or the value of the car, and all that stuff is just be solved by you. What I basically do in my current business is whenever I do this claim for the vehicle owner, I basically take like a percentage of this to just make sure that the work that I've done is just paid for and like all set on my end. And then the vehicle owner basically usually get the entire value of the car if the car was totaled. So people always like get so upset or they get really like anxious saying that, oh, I'm scared something happened. I'm scared something happened while I have this car. But I can tell you guys right now, something happening while having a car is probably the best thing that can ever happen to you. Because what happens is you basically make your money when you buy the car. When you actually purchase the vehicle, you have to purchase a vehicle that's like below MSRP, so that way you're able to just get like the car for lower than the value of what it actually is. And then you're able to just, whenever they do the payout is going to go off the car value at the time. So the vehicle value at the time is what you would basically make money on. So say for instance, I bought a car and I got a deal on it, and I bought it for around, this Maserati right here was, the vehicle owner probably paid around 20 something K, or like 24 grand, 23,000. But the value of the car was about 26, 27. That's like the lower they brought it down to. Because most, like fresh off the lot, one of these cars is probably like $40,000, right? This is probably like a 40 grand car. When it comes on to just having this car in particular, it's a used vehicle. So what we have to do is we just have to get it down to the current state, where the current value of the vehicle is what we would just basically get paid out from. So even though they paid like a lower price for the vehicle, like probably like 24 grand to 23,000, the value at the time is like 26,000. So he would get paid out about $26,000, and that's like more. So you basically profited from that accident. Not all the time it goes like this, because as I said, the magic happens when you do the purchase. Whenever the purchase happens is when the magic is actually going to happen, and you're able to like actually see yourself profiting if something should happen to this car. Turo's insurance plan is pretty good. I think they use Travelers now. Whenever I file a claim with Turo, once you follow all the steps, once you do it correctly, they're very fair, and I've never really had problems with claims and stuff like that. So, but I do have like step-by-step systems to walk you through whenever you get like a claim done. Whenever you're renting vehicles privately, it's not going to be the same thing, because Turo have their whole claim processing system and everything. Usually, if you have your own private thing, you would want to file a claim with your private insurance. I'm not sure. Some people used to use Lulu. I'm not sure the other one. But if you basically used like your own private insurance company, you could just file a claim on your own on behalf of the vehicle owner. So if you do not learn how to file these claims and just do it correctly, you might be leaving a lot of money on the table whenever you're just doing these claims, or whenever an accident happens and you don't know what to do, being like a vehicle manager when it comes on to just doing like OPC. But I do have like free guides in here. So below this video, I'm just going to show you guys a couple of free guides, or just a couple of step-by-steps that I can walk you through whenever you get like a claim from just managing a vehicle for somebody else. And you can easily just file a claim, especially when you're using Turo, but it will be a little bit trickier whenever you're doing it like privately on your end. But I wasn't too worried about this Maserati, because I kind of knew it was going to go at some point, because like we were always doing things on it. But the main thing is, it was just never that bad to a point where the vehicle was dangerous to the guest or anything like that. I think it's because this guest was speeding. And because the guest was speeding, then I feel like the car just overheated with them in it. And then it's just like nothing crazy. Luckily, nobody got hurt. It was very easy to deal with. Yeah, once you have that step-by-step system and a way how to just manage the claims and manage the processes whenever these things happen, then it should be super easy to just run like a fully oiled machine business, to a point where you can manage cars successfully for vehicle partners, and you're able to just be in the middle where you're not losing money, they're not losing money. It's just like a win-win scenario for like both parties, right? Mm-hmm. And these are basically the steps that I can show you guys while watching these, or like these are the steps that I can show you guys making these YouTube videos, and just completely being able to just like show you guys what actually happened while just managing cars for people, and just what systems I use to basically make it possible to just do it successfully every single year, and just keep it going and growing at the same time. But as I said, check out the free guide below. If you like this video, subscribe to it, subscribe to my channel, and just basically you can learn as much as possible whenever we drop these gems. And if you do get your own OPC, or if you do want to learn how to do OPC, again, like you could just follow everything that we do in these videos here. And if you want to know more from me, just check the description. We should have something there for you. All right. But thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one.